The latest video game movie, Uncharted, dropped in theaters a couple days ago, so here's my take on it. Hi, my name is Nathan, and I talk about a bunch of movies here on this channel. Movies, TV, film in general on this channel. If you're new here, down below in the comment section, share what you thought of the movie Uncharted. Also, I have done other movie reviews of 2022 on this channel. You can check those out on my channel when this video is over. I actually have a whole playlist of my movie reviews of 2022. And let me tell you as a point of reference that I did a bit of research before watching the movie. I watched a bit of Uncharted game clips because I don't really have a PlayStation. And so I didn't play the Uncharted games. So I did a bit of research, watched a couple of clips from the Uncharted games to see what I'm in for these movies. Also, I forgot, down below in the comment section, share your experience with the Uncharted games and if they're really good or not. And with that said, let's get started with the review, talking about the good. And the best thing about this movie is that it is a fast-paced, slick adventure movie. It has a lot of things to enjoy here. Whether you're talking about the budget and scale, about how they were able to pull all this stuff off, and also the big spectacle that it has in its huge scale action sequences with helicopters carrying pirate ships and somebody getting hit by a car and then out of a plane, stuff like that, taken straight out of the games. But it just looks cool on screen when it's on the big screen. It has some very cool action sequences as they do, especially like our big final finale with the helicopters and the pirate ships. And there's also some very nice little action in there as well. Adding to the mix, of course, you have Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. Tom Holland obviously being this charismatic person in our lead of this movie, and Mark Wahlberg just doing his adventure shtick. It's just a nice little fun adventure movie. Now, of course, it's not the greatest video game movie of all time or anything like that, but it was a fun adventure movie. Adding to the mix, you do have world-class talent Antonio Banderas in the film. He's a bit of fun as one of these kind of characters who's not really a good guy and not really a bad guy in this movie. Kind of fun to see this cast together in this movie. It's also fun to see, obviously, Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg working together on a case with what clues they have on this nice, fun adventure. Just a lot of fun to see those actors working together in this movie. And I have fun with it. And like I said, it's not the greatest video game movie or anything like that, but it is a fun time at the movie theater. And I presume that people who are a big fan of Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland will enjoy it substantially more than the people who are big fans of Uncharted, leading us to the bad. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I watched a couple of YouTube clips about what I was in store for of the Uncharted games. I watched a couple clips from the Uncharted games, and although I haven't played the games, I wish I could have before I watched this movie. Clearly, even when I didn't play the games, I feel like Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg were totally miscast in their role. Now, Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland are great actors in the movie. They're just a lot of fun to see working together. It's just the characters that they're trying to replicate don't really work. And I think this movie works best as a generic action-adventure movie more than a video game Uncharted movie. And that's what kind of bugs me about the film. Obviously, Mark Wahlberg looks nothing like Sully or anything like that. Tom Holland looks nothing like Nathan Drake. And so, kind of an odd choice. That's what the trailers gave out. That's why I was kind of nervous about this film, because when watching those YouTube clips, they look like very different people, and they are very different people in this movie. And so I felt pretty mixed on that aspect of things. Also, the way that the story plays out, like, I do not like how much they underutilize world-class actor Antonio Banderas. He's great in the movie, but they just totally underutilized him. And I'm not going to spoil what happens, but he doesn't really appear as much in the movie as Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland. And in specific, like I said before, Tom Holland works better than Mark Wahlberg because I felt like Mark Wahlberg was miscast in this role. For sure, Mark Wahlberg. And also, the quest they're on is pretty generic. The stunt work, you can tell in the theater that's not actual stunt work. Like, you have these movies from the 80s and 90s, these awesome action movies that you're just like, wow, that was a very cool stunt. And then when Tom Holland falls out of a plane, you just never believe that Tom Holland is actually falling out of a plane. And that's kind of a problem there when your stunt work isn't even all that good. And also, I thought that the quest they were on, the clues that they were given, if I were to choose to watch one of these genres, I'm into adventure movies like this. I tend to enjoy this kind of stuff, and I did enjoy this movie. But if I'm going to choose to watch an adventure movie, like, this is basically just another generic version of Indiana Jones and National Treasure, stuff like that. Going into 2022, this one was one of my 10th most anticipated movie of the year. And while I enjoyed some things about it, it certainly disappointed me on some levels. So, now for my final score on this one, and I'd give this one an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine. It was harmless, but it works more like a generic action-adventure movie than an Uncharted video game movie. And that's what frustrates me about the film. However, it did do enough for me to enjoy it and appreciate the stuff that I was seeing on screen. There you have it. That is my take on the new Uncharted movie. Down below in the comment section, share your experience with the games as well as your take on this movie. If you're new here, just share that down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button. Be sure to subscribe, and I have more content like this over on my channel. You could check those videos out when this video is over. I got more movie reviews like this over on my channel as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.